We've sent a couple of campaigns, but we're not getting the open rate that we really want. And we want to resend those campaigns to make sure that we're getting the most mileage out of the campaigns that we're creating. Now, I highly recommend that if you're getting an open rate less than 20%, that you don't resend your campaign. Now, that's the open rate on the first send of that campaign. But if you are getting an open rate higher than 20%, then you're quite welcome to resend the campaign. Now, the reason why I say that is because if your open rates are lower than 20% and you're resending those campaigns, then you can, and you most likely will, negatively affect your deliverability rate on Klaviyo. And that means that less of your emails are going to end up in the inbox, and you're going to get lower and lower open rates over time. And if you do that, then Klaviyo can actually boot you off their system. They can, they'll probably email you first and say, hey, look, what are you doing? Where'd you get these customers from? We're not happy with what your results are. Give us some evidence that these people have opted in, etc. And I know of instances where accounts have been shut down because people have been spamming their list, have been spamming their users, and the open rates just aren't there to support that level of abuse, really. So if you do want to send a resend of a campaign, make sure your open rate is above 20% for the campaign. Then the next step is you want to set up the segment. So go over to your segment builder, create a segment, and then you want to name it whatever the campaign name was. We'll get to that in a minute. You want to select what someone has or hasn't done, type in opened here. So they have opened a campaign at least once in all time, add a filter here for the campaign name, and then we can just select the campaign name in here. So we'll just save this campaign name here, and normally type in the campaign name, opened, and we'll create that segment there. Now it's going to find everyone that matches that segment. Here they are. And now we'll go back to our campaign builder. We'll pull up the campaign that we want to resend on. It was this one here that I set up for, but we'll assume it's this one. Then we'll clone that campaign, keep it the same, add on a name, resend to unopened one. Sending to the same list, we're going to clone the campaign now. Campaign name, same, sending it to the list. But now we want to exclude that segment that we've just created. There it is. So we're excluding the opened, pretty much anyone that's opened that campaign. And then we want to make sure that Smart Sending's turned on, and we do want to use UTM tracking. You always want to have UTM tracking on. There's no reason why you shouldn't have that on. Then save and continue. Edit your campaign if you like. And then we'll just review and send the campaign. And here we can see we're above our sending limits because it's a test account, but then you'd normally schedule and send the campaign. Now what's going to happen is that campaign will be sent out to your list, and Klaviyo is going to check to see, have anyone in this list already opened that campaign or opened any of the logic arguments that you've got in that segment. So you can actually list off multiple campaigns in that segment if you like. But it will check and it will remove all those people that are matching that segment that we've set up, and then it will just send the campaign to whoever doesn't match that segment that's in the list. So that's one way to set up. That's the way to set up the resend. And normally I'd recommend resending 2, 3, or even 4 times for your campaigns, and I'd send them a couple of days apart. Usually change the subject line and make sure you change the time that you're sending the campaign, because people will be in their inbox opening emails at different times of the day and night, and they won't always see your email at 6 p.m. They might be an early riser and they'd prefer 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. Depending on your market. And then of course you've got the lunch break people that might prefer 12 or 1 p.m. So test your different times, and even if you know your peak times, send at those peak times in the day. Early morning when they get to work or before, midday when they're having lunch, when they get home, and then late at night around 10, 11 p.m. They're usually the peak times throughout the day for e-commerce purchases. Okay, so hopefully that's answered your question on how to do the resends. Let me know if you've got any other questions and leave your question in the comments. Hi, I'm Mitch Bayless, and if you're looking for someone to help you with your business automation, then click the button below to schedule your free call today. And if you found this video useful, remember to click like, and also subscribe to our channel for more videos.